Metaverse, the new battleground for brands. Put your hands together for Ivan Puzirev, CIO of R-Head. Make some noise.
Hey everyone, I know you're a bit tired. I will try to be quick and explain everything I know after these 10 years of development of augmented and virtual reality, but now it's called Metaverse, so yeah, let's speak about Metaverse. I will start with a quote. Is technology's answer, so what was the question? It's a very simple quote by Cedric Price. He was architected back in the 1960s. And I really like this approach on speaking about technology. He's like, what is this about? Why we need this? Do we need the metaverse to live faster? Do we need the metaverse to sell the products, to sell more products? And after doing like years of things, you start going back to the basic questions. And continue speaking, I think it's very important to explain it in a very basic way. I know that there are lots of people here with a technology background, with creative background, but I just want to gently remind you that it goes all after the media channel. So after the books, we go to recording, we go to like a cinema, we go to radio, TV. Like unfortunately, some of us who are Russian know this example. Google, like internet, then mobile platforms, social media, and what next? It's like, what's the next big wave? Where all the information will go? Do we need to communicate this information in a 2D screen? Do we need to, or can I touch the information? Can I be inside the information? The answer is yes. You can call it whatever you want. Spatial computing, augmented reality, virtual reality, kind of metaverse. It's more about the next step. It's like what's the place, what is the position for the information in general. And I personally made this meme a few weeks ago just to explain for all of you what the metaverse really is. And I personally like the one which is saying potato, because I met lots of people saying, yeah, look at this is my mobile game, it's Metaverse. And it's still Wild West. We still try to define what is a Metaverse, but let's maybe go through some rules, or try to go through some cases, and let's maybe build a simple formula. Imagine you have virtual space, you have virtual content, and you have really simple avatar. So merging all this together and communicating with others, and probably you have an ability to purchase or engage. That's something you can start calling Metaverse. I'm co-founder of R-Head. We have more complicated themes and way of communicating of our audience, and we're basically building our own Metaverse and providing brands a white label. But I think there's not a lot of time for this, and I'm trying to be as a kind of educator here, and we can discuss more project after all. But let's go through the rules. So the metaverse is not only, there is only one metaverse, so no one owns it. People saying like, oh, okay, Meta company, are they own the metaverse? No. Metaverse is like internet. No one owns internet. You are just a part of this. And just watch this meme again. It should be looped, but unfortunately it's not. But let's watch it again. A perfect stitching, I think. Oh, it's like crazy. They have billions of dollars and they can do right stitching. So the metaverse is for everyone. It doesn't matter what size you want. It doesn't matter what kind of avatar you want. It doesn't matter even what's the quality of the metaverse you want. It's all about the possibility to be anyone. For example, in this video, you can find a moment when a group of people in the VR chat just chatting. Important that you literally can be in any scale, from ant to giant dinosaur, and you can speak with each other. And what's happening here is this red robot, it just feels sick in real life, and he was wearing VR glasses. He fell down because he had some healthy issues, and he was alone at home. But in the metaverse, he was surrounded with some people, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you laying down?" And one of the guy in the room, he know this guy in real life, and he called the ambulance, and they saved his life just because in this time he was presented in the metaverse. Of course, it's just a single case, and probably that's the only life was saved in metaverse. But I personally like the small stories explaining some specific events happened, sometimes happening in this intersection of the physical and the digital. So nobody controls a metaverse. It's again also important that there are no companies saying that we create a guideline and or we create the only unique standard and it will be unified. No, it's like it's more about combination of standards. It's more about a combination of brands, and. By saying the metaverse is open, I just put this because when you use JPEG, you can go to any place and say, can you print it or can I send it to you? JPEG is something everyone knows, and we are just looking for the same JPEG standard for the metaverse. And for example, when we are building our metaverse, we have this kind of term interoperability, meaning that any item presented in a virtual world then can be delivered in augmented reality or then can be connected to a smart contract. But if you can do all this, probably you'll find a standard. You find something which is work everywhere. So it's very important for metaverse to have to be open and open for a standard. There are more rules. You can search it. You can search it, or you can text me. We can discuss about it. But in general, it feels like the internet, the metaverse. It's the next internet. So there are some contexts. I personally don't really like these numbers. It's different researchers saying different numbers. It's like $800 billion US, whatever. I mean, it's like it's a big sum. Some money goes to the metaverse. Probably you all heard this diagram, right? You all saw it. It's like a Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. We all goes to kind of next dimension. We're trying to be decentralized or think like this. But I personally like this way explanation of Web 1. So there was two guys trying to create something to find everything. Then was one guy who say, I will connect everyone. And here's Vitalik Buterin, who's also, as you don't know, is like guy, the founder of the one of the most popular cryptocurrency for the NFT and in cryptocurrency in general. So I don't like to create kind of too overhyped. I like to be critical to the sphere I'm doing, because the number you're showing about the number of the wallets. Yeah, sometimes you can find that there are 2 million NFT owners. It's really small number. But in the same time, later on this presentation, we'll go through some cases. We'll see how many people enjoying the events without even a wallet, just going inside the social world and going inside, you can call it a metaverse. So basically, let's do some numbers. Actually, apologize for some kind of the fonts. It was made on Mac and then transferred to PC, so it always happened like this. So it was really precise in the beginning. So there are 74% says that it's a bridge. It's a bridge between physical and digital, and people really want it. They want to have a bridge between the time they're spending in in the social media and also in the real life. I strongly recommend to watch this video. It was made by Keiichi Matsuda, and he was a guy famous for a speculation and trying to find a way of intersection of this kind of platform capitalism and also future of the communication of the person with the information. So let's go through the case studies. Some of the projects are international, some of them made by our company, so we'll go through them. So all of you know probably this project Artifact, and they are now sold, and Nike bought them, and they're doing this massive drops, NFTs, and building a small virtual worlds. And so 600 pairs of the sneakers were sold for 7 minutes. And these cases like this start happening a lot. It's there are much more cases like this when you purchase small item and then they create a story. So now this item goes to the metaverse, to the virtual space. Now you can see it in augmented reality. Now we can go to a specific event using this, using these things. So there are like a roadmap. Or a Gucci bag sold in Roblox for $4,000 US, and there was thousands of purchases made inside this world. And for you who don't know, yes, this is a metaverse. I mean, it's creepy. It looks like from 90s, and it looks very strange, low quality graphics. But it's not about the quality of graphics for most of the people. For example, if you spend a lot of time in a Minecraft, sometimes it's like, yeah, that's enough. That just like massive pixels, massive blocks, that's enough for me to understand, to build this world. So most of the people just saying that's enough. Of course, everyone knows this case, but for those who are not from the creative and digital, I will explain. It's a Travis Scott concert in Fortnite. There were more than 12 million visitors, and the most important that they sold around 17 million. They get a profit from this event, around 17 million US dollars, selling some kind of items and clothes. And everyone trying to build the same event, to have the same huge avatar inside the metaverse. But I have a friend, his name is Peter Martin, and he was behind this concert. And he said that actually in one space there were no more than 100 people, and it just was like a multiple copies of this space. And most of the events happening is just a kind of 1 week event, and you give access step by step to the users. So please don't dream that you can have 10,000 events in one place in Metaverse. It's not possible, and that's fine, because if you need a feeling of crowd, you can generate it. If you want to speak with 1 million people in one event, that's probably really hard. You will speak with 1 or 2 people, and that will be enough. So one of the projects we made before the world scale events happened recently. It was a project for the second largest museum in the world, for a Hermitage. They said, okay, we want to have a kind of virtual exhibition. We want to have an NFT exhibition. We don't know what we want, but here's the key: like, do everything. Don't ask us. And we collaborate with Meta Architect. We scanned their building, and then we add some algorithm to change the entire space. We put lots of extremely famous digital artists inside, and provide the users the possibility to walk inside, to collaborate, to speak. There were one guy in the first day even trying to steal this image. He's just trying to drag it from the wall, but everyone saying, hey, he's trying to steal the image. Also, for example, Fortnite launching an event for Ferrari. I will speed up because there are much more cases. Balenciaga launching the world for Afterworld. It was a kind of game. You can walk inside, you can purchase the items, you can get the story. Burberry launching the Blancos Block Party. It's not really famous case, but still it's just a kind of showcasing that the brands going to the metaverse to try to sell things there, to try to communicate with their audience. One of the projects we are currently doing is Krista Kim, very famous digital artist. Her project Mars House were sold for $500,000 US, and it was kind of a virtual space. We are doing a Vogue Con cover, and there will be a massive QR code leading to this metaverse space operated by our head. And but let's go maybe not to the brands, but to some specific cases I personally really like. Very simple event, but it attracts lots of attention. For example, if I am going to to church in the metaverse, like what's the kind of experience I can get? And there is still chance for anyone to create something for the first time in the metaverse. Even if it was before in some games, but you can say that, yeah, it's just possible to have it in metaverse. And that's another one. But again, the metaverse most of the time looks like this. This one is just when you walk inside, first of all, you don't understand how to speak with people, what is going on, why everything is so glitchy. And I'm using quite powerful PC on this video, and it's still lagging, and the frame rate is very low. I can't speak with people. They don't communicate with me. So I'm trying to land it. The metaverse is here. There are space for events. There are some people who can purchase things. But in the same time, for millions and millions of users, they're still not delivering the same quality of the things we have in the real life or we have in a mobile gaming. And to be honest, most of the time you're just alone. This is my experience in Somnial Space. I spent a half an hour there and I didn't meet anyone. And it's just, okay, I will walk, probably I will dance, but quite boring to be honest. In the June 3rd, we'll launch the event for the DAPE. It's a creative protocol from Portuguese, and we are we're building on a platform, and we're delivering it as a white label. So, as an advice, if you want to bring a brand, some of the brands, after our research, they think that it's good to have on my site. So I have Web2 infrastructure. I don't want my users to go to somewhere, to the central land, to some other metaverses. I want to keep them somewhere that it feels like mine. So that's why we have this feature. We can deliver the white label. So it's open metaverse, meaning that you can have portals, you can have a connection with other sites, you have multiplayer, you can connect your wallet, or you can skip this and use it without wallet. So you have all the possibility of engaging and communicating with the audience, but it feels like under the brand. It feels like it's behind the brand. So I will share. So again, I will be able to share the link, so you can feel free to enjoy this space. There are lots of kind of game mechanics we built inside. And also, we are trying to collaborate with architects. Right now, we are working with MVRDV. We start working with kind of guys from Zaha Hadid Architecture Bureau to deliver the most creative and beautiful spaces. Recently, we also signed a contract with Dubai Culture. We're official operator of the Metaverse of Dubai Culture, delivering the artwork by the local artists to the virtual spaces. You know, I want to highlight one very important things. When we contact the brands or creators, that's basically the role of the platforms, the role of the ecosystem to connect the creators and the brands in the Metaverse. Sometimes they say that we really don't want to have this kind of graphics. For example, we're doing the Metaverse for the SCSI, for the virtual influencer. We want to have something like this. And this NFT collection called Emperors or Motherfuckers, and they say, no, we don't want high quality graphics. We want really low poly. It should feel like a kid drawings, and we want the metaverse like this. And there are need for the metaverse ecosystem which can deliver different kind of graphics and different kind of experiences, not limited by just I don't know, the boxes or the standard of the graphics, for example, in Fortnite. And yeah, I'll skip this. Do you remember I mentioned the interoperability? When you have item inside the virtual environment and you have the smart contract connected to this item, I mentioned that it also needs to be displayed in augmented reality. So we spent some time delivering this experience without mobile app, without Instagram, without any gatekeeper. So it directly opens as a file from your web experience. So here you can see some of the kind of really basic artworks we start with, connecting the creators from all around the world, delivering their objects, their artworks, again, without application. And then exactly the same file goes to the virtual space, and exactly the same file is connected to the smart contract. This is interoperability. This is extremely important. Okay, so we have like some numbers of creators. Including Solomon Lopez, actually, he made a sculpture based on the DNA of the human. Okay, let's move to some really simple advices and some kind of maybe useful information for the brands and for the creators. So people will start spending more time in metaverses and virtual worlds and online. So very soon, at least we'll spend like 1 hour in the virtual spaces in different ways. I'm not saying that you're wearing a virtual glasses. It's a very important point that metaverse is not about wearing something. It's more about your kind of feelings that you want to engage with people in different way. It's very important to think about ethics, about kind of that different people want to have their experience in a very different way. Some people don't want to share their data. Some people don't want to participate in a metaverse where they don't, compensate the CO2 level, or I use this image just to highlight that some people don't have like this button to stop the conveyor, like continue producing the create things. So there are definitely requirements for the limit. Again, kind of demonstrating you the possibility of interoperability, and that's become very important for the clients we're speaking with. They say, okay, I have physical product, can you bring it to the digital world to present it in Metaverse? But then if someone purchasing this NFT connected with digital object, are also delivering the physical object. This is very important interplay, and most of the clients, they say, we want to have this connection. We don't want to escape the reality, we want to have a connection. And we are going really close to the end. And yeah, basically, again, Metaverse is very open. There are no owners. And in a Metaverse, that's very important to have collaboration. It's more important than in the physical world when you can say, okay, this is my brand, this is my Metaverse. No, it's good to have someone also on board or have an interplay between two brands inside the Metaverse. So here we are a team of 18 people, but maybe more important, just follow us on Twitter. We are start growing community after we finish the technical part right now. And yeah, this is it. See you in Metaverse, and thank you so much for organizers and all the amazing speakers it was before. Great.
Big it up for Ivan, absolutely rocking those Yeezys. And thank you so much for joining us here at this event. Thank you so much to the